Looks good.
I look forward to reading his obituary.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to our July 9th Lower Southampton Township Board of Supervisors meeting. I'll ask everyone to please rise to salute the flag.
Recording in progress.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much, everyone. Just a few changes here. Mr. Koutsaratis is not seated to my right. He is off tonight. Our solicitor is also off tonight, Mr. Dillon. So standing in will be our solicitor, Brendan Callahan, from the same firm as Mr. Dillon. Mr. Italia our zoning officer, will be on Zoom tonight. I don't know if any of you were around for our 4th of July parade that we've been putting on for several decades now. It was a wonderful opportunity that our community could come together. So anyone who participated in that or watched the parade, I thank you for that. I just want to read something before we begin. At the Pennsylvania State House in 1776, known as Independence Hall, on Chestnut Street, 56 men met on a balmy day in July to debate on the beginning of a new nation. Even though America was discovered by Columbus nearly 300 years earlier, it was on this evening that members of the 13 colonies decided to pledge their lives, their trust, and their sacred honor, and the birth of a nation was formed. America had been under the strong hand of England and King George III. The main issues that they were debating that night were taxation without representation, denial of trial by jury, quartering of troops, interference of colonial governance, obstruction of trade, and the abuse and power of tyranny. And so on this night, a group of men made up of lawyers, merchants, farm owners, doctors, scientists, ministers, surveyors, military members, printers, even musicians, signed what is known as the Declaration of Independence. And names we all know today: Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, John Hancock, Benjamin Rush, Samuel Adams, and 50 others stood for their beliefs that day so we can be a free nation. The price of freedom was costly. 5 signers were captured by the British and endured harsh treatment. The homes of 1/3 of the signers were destroyed or damaged during the war. Many signers faced financial ruin due to the war, losing their businesses, their ships, and their personal fortune. 9 were killed during the war, some with wounds or hardships. Some lost their sons in battle, and many were taken captive. Despite the hardships they faced, their names and images are remembered for risking everything they had for the cause of freedom. And I'll end with one famous quote: "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." At this time, Mr. Kevin Kirk will come up and serenade us.
Apparently, it was just like, I missed the 4th of July. I play that show every year, so I figured I'd come in here and play this for you guys, since that speech was going on there. Very nice, Steve. Anyway, you can feel free to sing along. Get some... All right, cool. All right. God bless America, and Lower Southampton too. Land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless us.
Thank you.
Let's all get along.
Thank you, Mr. Kirk. The board met at executive session at 6 PM tonight to discuss personnel. At 6:30, we had a workshop. During the workshop, we discussed the Playwiki Farm bathrooms. We had a conversation with the Playwiki board. We talked about the Lower Southampton trash agreement that will be being renewed at the end of this year. We discussed the township's 2025 budget, where we stood at the 6-month mark. We talked about future budget possibilities of the police department. We discussed municipal bid sale of township vehicles. We talked about awarding fuel bids for the township. We discussed an agreement with the Neshaminy School District for school bus violations. We talked about our paving program for 2025. And we discussed our school resource officer. At this point in time, we'll have our public comment time. You're entitled to 3 minutes. Please come up if you want to speak. Sign in at the board. And
Yeah, hi, my name's Glenn Stevens. I reside at 345 East Myrtle Avenue in Feasterville. And it is that location where approximately 12 years ago, I ripped up these railroad ties that were old and rotted on the edge of my lawn, on the edge of my driveway, and I put in very expensive granite bricks. I did them with these hands and on these knees. So on October 16th, 2023, my neighbor takes a sledgehammer and starts destroying my bricks. They were very expensive. I did them myself. They came out really nice. I was very proud of them, and he's destroying my bricks. I asked him to stop. He refused. So I had two choices. I could either take it, I could get a baseball bat and beat him over the head, which I wish I had now, or I can call the police department and tell them this man is destroying my property. That's what I did. I was the adult. I'm an old person. So I called the police to serve and protect my property. So when the police officer arrives, he gets out of his car, he starts walking over to take a look. The goon that's destroying my property says, "Call Mike Italia." Now I was shocked. First of all, that he would say Mike Italia, who I never even heard of. Second of all, that the police officer stopped dead in his tracks like he walked into a wall. Walked back to his car, and he did just that. He called Mike Italia. Now, in my opinion, and I'm no cop, but what you do in a situation like this is says, "Excuse me, sir," with a sledgehammer, "you stop. Stop what you're doing right now till we get to the bottom of this." He didn't do that. He went and talked to Mike Italia. He came back out and said, "Mike Italia told me not to interfere." Now, I don't know why Mike Italia would think he could give away my bricks. I don't know why Mike Italia could think he could stop a police investigation, but he surely did. Can I ask you something, sir? If Mike Italia, a subcontracted zoning official, used authority that he didn't have, is that something that you think the board should want to know about? He's using authority he doesn't have. He wasn't given this authority, yet he's using it. Is that something you think the board would want to know about?
Do I believe that the board should know about this issue?
Yeah. You think they'd want to find out the truth? Not ask Mike Italia, because I'll tell you right now, Mike Italia's a liar. But wouldn't you want to look at proof, like I have proof, that Mike Italia, I'm sorry, I interrupted you, go ahead.
This is public comment. We want to hear from all of the...
Well, I really think that the board would want to know, but the board refuses to look at the evidence I have, refuses to look to the police evidence that they have, refuses to talk to the officer who was there and find out why he didn't investigate at all, or stop the man, refuses to... 3 minutes up.
3 minutes is up.
Thank you all, have a good one.
Anyone else?
How you doing? My name is Philip Riato. My wife Robin Riato. We reside at 1325 Roberts Ave. First of all, I'm a Philadelphia police officer. I've stood on that side
Can you speak a little
before.
louder, please?
I'm a Philadelphia police officer. I've stood on that side before. It's the first time I'm on this side of it, actually. Like I said, 1325 Roberts Avenue. There's a storm sewer project. 8 years, these drains have been overflowing. I have videos from 18, 19, 21, 25, 25 of the water coming out of these drains, creating a lake in front of my property. I even called the police to come out to help me with this issue, unresolved. They came out numerous times, very, very polite, but the storm drains are covered with a big metal plate that's collapsing. Like, I can fit in the holes. The dirt that's over top of them is growing weeds. We're afraid to drive down our street. My house is being eroded away. Everything in the front of my house and my neighbor's house is in my backyard. I don't know what to do. This is today, from cleaning up my sewer drains. Every day. My house smells like trash. My driveway is covered with dirt. My garage is covered with dirt. My car floors are covered with dirt from these sewer projects. I don't know what to do. I don't know if you guys have a plan. I don't know. But we've been calling numerous. I'm that guy that's got to I have to be that guy now. I'm usually not that guy, but I have to. And get this situation resolved. Because I can't do it in my backyard. I can't put a pool in. I can't have nice mulch. I can't. There's no point to it. Because every time it floods, we have videos. My wife sent numerous emails. Just water flowing through my fence, creating a river in my backyard. All just gets washed away on the Bridgetown Pike. So I don't know what's out there. Probably half my fence, my chairs are probably out there floating around somewhere too. But I need to know if there's a vision, something that we can do to fix this. Otherwise, I got to sell my property and move. I don't want to do that. But
Sure. Mr. Coppins, are you familiar with where his house is? Like, you're down by the cul-de-sac, right?
I'm in the cul-de-sac, yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, everything just kind of, whatever it was before they built the houses, it all angles to my property. No one else is affected by it. It just all dead ends in front of, there's sewer drain, and in my backyard, there's a drain on the easement.
All right,
That
Mr.
overflows.
Coppins is our roadmaster. Let's see what he has to say.
So this project is being handled by CKS engineers. They've been working on the design plan for this project from the inlets just past Condy Street, and they will be replacing the storm sewer and the inlets all the way around and in front of 1325. Right now, last month, we got board approval for the contract with the contractor to go out and map all the utilities. Once that process is done, and that actually started today, for that company to go out there and start mapping out all the utilities, because there's underground electric, water, sanitary sewer, because our sanitary sewer system is a separate system, gas and cable. So once that's completed, and CKS finishes the design plan, it will go out to bid, and the goal is to get the authorization in the August meeting and open in September.
Okay, sir, we are working on this. There's a lot
It's to
of
the point where I want to move.
cogs in the wheel.
It's like I want to have a backyard.
Right.
Like I want to have a backyard again. Like,
Right.
I just want to know that the water's not going to, if I plant flowers, 2 days later it's going to be gone. Twice this week it overflowed. Like that's all my new concern is. Like my walls are going to, like, is it foundation? Like it's not a little bit of water, it's a lot of water. Like it's beating on my house.
I drove down there a few weeks ago when I saw that area.
Yeah, like I had the cops come down and they
Yeah.
weren't going to, they barely came down the street in their SUVs. Like they stood there, they actually came down, but they were like, shit, should I not go down here? My kids were on boogie boards. It was Dorney Park. Like it's not like a little bit of water.
Okay, thank you for bringing that concern.
A question on that.
Come on up, sir.
Yeah, Frank Chrysanthus, 301 Heights Lane. Concerning his issue, when something like that happens, does the township notify the residents whose properties are being, like, surveyed or in question? Because it seems like this is the first you've heard of this, that the township's doing something about it. Is that,
Since 2018.
so, I mean, is that common not to warn the residents who are, like, who have issues, or the township's doing something about it?
Mr. Gaudo, can you address that?
I'm sure there's some form of communications that have happened during that time with the two residents.
Was
So
it?
whether it be, one second, as far as Public Works, if you call in a complaint, you will get a response from a Public Works, whether an employee in the office or an employee on the street. So you're saying nobody's ever showed up?
Just came last week, first time.
Okay.
And they leave, and it's still the same way. Twice this week is their way. They just come down, take pictures, and then leave. Mine, I don't know what's going on mine, but I don't want to assume. For all I can, there's nothing being done. That's the only assumption I can see is what I visually see.
Got it.
Nothing being done. It's just
All I know is in talking with John Everts from CKS that he has developed basically his engineering plan to a certain point that you have a boatload of utilities down there, and the one step that was holding it up is getting this approved, basically to have a company come out there and map it out. And once that happens, then John could finish his job on there. But if you have not had any communications, I have to apologize if that's been the case. So,
And John has approved it, you're saying?
the board has approved it, and so that John could act on it. This is for the advertisement, and supposedly then for the next meeting, he should be able to have the bid to go out, or municipal bid, I would expect. It all depends on the dollar limitation. If it's over, let's say, $25,000, we have to go on municipal bid. If it's under that, then we could get a selection of vendors to give us some price quotes. That may take a little bit of time to get 3 quotes. So, but it will happen. All right?
It would just seem to me that it'd be good to contact the residents in case there's any other issues.
Frank, I don't know the circumstances.
I'm just saying, but it seems like they were just left in the dark. I'm just kind of curious about how the township works.
Yes, I think a letter going out to all the neighbors in that end, I think we'll do that.
All
So,
right,
thank you, sir. Anyone else for public comment? Anyone else? Seeing none, public comments closed. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Consent agenda, approval of minutes from June 25th, 2025, approval of accounts payable July 9th, 2025, approval of certain reoccurring monthly bills July 9th, 2025, and accept the resignation of Stuart Freeman from Plawicki Farm Foundation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion by Ms. Bowman, a second by
Second.
Mr. Peritano. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. Agenda item number 2. Consider the award of bids of our township vehicles being sold on municipal bid. Mr. Gaudo?
I'll take this, Vice Chair.
Okay, Mr. Coppins?
I recommend you award the following 5 township vehicles that were for sale in the municipal bid to the highest bidders as follows. 2011 Ford Escape, the starting bid was $5,000, high bid was $7,600. 2015 Ford Explorer, starting bid was $4,000, high bid was $4,100. 2016 Ford Explorer, $4,000 was the starting bid, high bid was $4,100. 2017 Ford Explorer, starting bid was $4,000, high bid was $5,300. And finally, the 2017 Ford Explorer, starting bid $4,000, high bid was $4,500.
Okay. There were 4 other vehicles that were put up for bid, but the minimum bid was not met, so they will be relisted at another time. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the sale to the highest bidder of the vehicles listed on municipal bid as addressed by Mr. Coppins. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
It's a motion by Mr. Ottinger. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Bowman. Ms. Bowman? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Agenda item number 3, consider the awarding of the 2025-2026 Bucks County Consortium Fuel Bid. Mr. Coppins.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I recommend that we award the following companies that were the low bidders for 5,999 less gallons delivery charge per gallon on the fuels we use. Paul Thomas Logistics, 1051 Mustang Drive, Grapevine, Texas, for unleaded regular gasoline at 0.1300 gallons delivery charge. Ultra-low sulfur diesel at 0.2330 gallons delivery charge. Ports Petroleum, 1337 Branchville, Worcester, Ohio, offered diesel fuel for 0.2940 gallon delivery charge, Number 2, heating oil at 0.2890 gallon delivery charge. Total approximate cost for the contract period is $162,750. The contract period is from August 1st, 2025 through July 31st, 2026. Vice Chair?
Thank you. So is there a motion to award the 2025-2026 Bucks County Consortium fuel bid to Pilot Thomas Logistics LLC, the lowest bidder, for unleaded regular gasoline at .13 cents per gallon delivery charge and ultra-low sulfur diesel at .23 cents per gallon delivery charge, and to Ports Petroleum Company Incorporated, the lowest bidder for off-road diesel fuel at 29.4 cents a gallon delivery charge, and number 2, heating oil for 28.9 cents per gallon delivery charge.
So moved.
There's a motion by Ms. Bowman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ottinger. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you, members. Agenda item number 4, consider approval of intergovernmental agreement with Neshaminy School District concerning automated enforcement of failure to stop for a school bus with flashing red lights. Chief Krimmel.
Yeah, this is for cameras on the buses to catch violators of the stop arm and the flashing red lights. The Neshaminy School District contracted out for a private vendor who's going to take care of the equipment and the civil enforcement. All we're required to do is take care of verifying the violations, and they'll be sending them to us. I think it's a good program and a good idea.
Good. Anyone have questions on that?
Are there points involved if you get pictured? It's civil. It's civil, just like the boulevard. Okay.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement with Neshaminy School District and to authorize the township manager to sign the agreement?
I'll make that motion,
There's a motion by Mr. Peritano. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second by Ms. Bowman. Any further questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Agenda item number 5, consider authorizing the advertisement of the 2025 Road Improvement Program. Mr. Coppins.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Asking to consider authorizing the advertisement for 2025 road program for 12 mill and overlay roads and 6 slurry roads.
Oh, we're going to do that.
Can you name the roads one more time quickly?
Okay, yes, sir. For the overlay roads will be Avenue F from 2nd Street to Avenue E, Lockwood Lane from Russet Lane to Bristol Road, Overhill Road from Harding Ave to Orchard Lane, Brookside Drive from the dead end to at Short Lane to Woodland Road, Orchard Lane from Dalton Road to Skyline Ave, Harding Ave from 2nd Street to Franklin Ave, and from 3rd Street to 6th Street, Orchard Lane from Central Ave to the dead end, Riverview Lane from Summit Ave to the dead end, Ruth Street from Lindbergh Ave to Bustleton Pike, Oak Road from Woodbine Ave to the dead end, Arrowhead Drive from Liddy Lane to Creek Road, Woodchuck Lane from Woodside to the dead end. And for the 6 slurry roads, they would be Herrick Ave from Crestwood to Bristol Road, Pheasant Run from Sandpiper Road to the dead end, Overlook Road from Elmwood Ave to Spring Meadow, Over Road from Spring Meadow to the cul-de-sac, Cynthia Lane from Overlook Road to the cul-de-sac, Summers Ave from Over Road to the cul-de-sac. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr.
Vice Chair.
Coppins. Okay, so all we're going to be doing is sending out bids for this project. So is there a motion to authorize the advertisement of the 2025 Road Improvement Program?
So moved.
There's a motion by Ms. Bowman. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Peritano. Any further questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. And finally, on our agenda tonight, consider the approval of the 2025-2026 School Resource Officer Agreement with Neshaminy School District. Chief Crimmel, can you explain?
Yeah, it's just an extension of the program we're already involved with, basically the same contract that you guys, Joe signed last year, no changes.
Okay, so what the township does, we put a police officer in the schools that are in Lower Southampton Township for 180 school days, and that includes before school, during school, and after-school activities. So this is just an agreement with the school district, putting it in writing. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the 2025 School Resource Officer Agreement with Neshaminy School District and to authorize the township manager and chief of police to sign.
I'll make a motion.
There's a motion by Mr. Ottinger. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Bowman. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. I'm sorry.
I can't
Mr.
talk that well,
Peritano.
so
We can hear,
takes
we
me a
can hear
little
you
while.
anyway.
Well, thank you, Cindy.
You lost your voice.
Ms. Bowman has worked on this program over the years in association with the, conjunction, excuse me, with the chief. And if you could just take a few moments, Ms. Bowman, to explain the deeper value in this program other than just having a visible police officer.
All right, so you have that high visibility of a police officer, but the officer also works very closely with the students. He works with the Safe to Say program, also provides a little bit of counseling, works with programs, does a coat drive, I believe. Chief Colonel knows all the programs that he runs.
He does lots of stuff.
He really does. This has evolved much further than the initial agreement that Chief Crimmel and I worked on. This is involved, he's into something much larger, and it's really valuable for the children of Neshaminy, not only for protection, but it's important that kids see that they can form a bond with police officers and law enforcement, and that it's not a negative thing. And I don't know, he does a great job, it's a great program, and I'm glad we're renewing it.
Thank you, Ms. Bowman. When I was a DARE officer, we put an officer in most of the schools in the township, really didn't receive any compensation for it. So with this program, we're able to compensate some of the officer's salary. But it is a great program. Okay, so is there a motion on the floor for what I read?
There was, and a second.
Okay, so any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. At this point in time, we will hear from our township manager, Mr. Gatto, for a manager's report.
Actually, nothing for tonight, Board Chair.
Hey, that's
Chair.
great. Anyone else in the panel up there have any comments you'd like to add? Nothing? Supervisors' comments, seated to my far right, Ms. Bowman.
Sure. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that participated and organized the 4th of July parade. I thought it was a huge success. We had some last-minute changes to the parade route. It was very well received. Everybody knew where to go. It was put out ahead of time. But the people that organized the parade this year did a phenomenal job, and thank you to everybody that walked in the parade. It was great. We have a lot of bad weather headed our way. We are in a really bad weather pattern, so please make sure you're exercising some preparedness on your part. If you know we have high winds coming and there's flood coming, bring your stuff inside to avoid any further damage. Keep your trees properly trimmed and maintained. Pay attention to the weather reports. Know what to do, where to go, what kind of storm is coming, whether it's a wind event, a rain event, a flood event, and please be prepared. Also, if you see our barricades, I'm going to tell you 2 general areas that are traditionally shut down is going to be Philmont Avenue by the Turnpike Bridge underpass. That always floods. don't drown, turn around, don't try and go through it. Please do not remove our barricades, and there's multiple spots on Brownsville Road that you will have to look out for. So even though you think you can drive through it, please don't attempt it, and do not remove or take our barricades down, and exercise some safety. All right, and that's it, and I hope everybody's having a great summer.
Thank you, Ms. Bowman. Mr. Peritano, she took all your time. That's good. But we'll give you the mic.
I don't have a voice tonight, so I just want to thank the public for coming out and participating in government. I want to thank our vice chair for that civic lesson at the beginning of the meeting. It's important that we all remember what was sacrificed to allow us to have the freedoms we have today. And to the residents that are having the flooding problem, we are on top of that. It was a topic at last meeting, and as soon as they get that study down, we'll be able to have the engineer finalize a plan, and then we'll have something we can work with. So if you don't hear anything, please inquire. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Peritano. Mr. Ottinger?
Nothing tonight.
Thank you very much. Okay, I want to thank everyone in our audience tonight and those who are viewing at home. Our government is only good as you hold us accountable, so please, we welcome your comments. We welcome you to come out. Please sign up for township emails, lowersouthamptontownship.org. You'll get one email a week with updates, including our meeting agenda items. I'd like to thank Mr. Italia for at home, or wherever he is, if he's still awake, and our guest solicitor tonight, Mr. Callahan. I thank you very much. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to close.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Peritano, second by Mr. Ottinger. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, 4-0. Thank you.
What's next meeting?
Next meeting will be the first Wednesday in August. August 18th. Second Wednesday.